Good afternoon and welcome to Weldon Road for this First Division, Stones First Division game of the season of the 1989-90 season between Castleford and Featherstone Rovers. And the Rugby League couldn't have picked a better fixture for this first game. Castleford team, number 1 Stevie Larder, number 2 David Plange, number 3 Grant Anderson, number 4 Sean Irwin, number 5 is Tony Marchant, 6 is Graham Stemman, 7 is Roy Suddenwood, number 8 is Kevin Ward, number 9 Kevin Beardmore, number 10 Keith England, 11 is Martin Kettridge, 12 is Ronnie Gibbs and 13 is John Joyner. Substitutes are 14 Mark Gibson and number 15 Paul Crabtree. The Featherstone Rovers team, Peter Fox has had to do a lot of reshuffling this week. Featherstone Rovers lacking 5 first teamers for the start of this game in the season, but unlucky for Featherstone Rovers, Glenn Bell hasn't arrived from New Zealand yet, neither has Ivor Party, the centre coming from New Zealand. Also missing out of the Featherstone lineup is Ian Smales, who had a back shoulder injury in the pre-season game at Halifax. Also Peter Smith took a bad knock on his shoulder, so he's missing from today's game. And also Gary Price there, £50,000 signing from Leeds, who got a bad injury at Bramley. He's missing from today's game, so Peter Fox has had to reshuffle his three-quarters and his forwards. He's come up with his team for this afternoon. Number 1 Chris Bibb, number 2 Mark Napper, number 3 Paul Newlove, number 4 Trevor Clark, number 5 Paul Hughes, number 6 Alan Banks, 7 is Derek Fox, number 8 is Jeff Grayson, 9 is Tony Staniforth, 10 is Alan Dakin, 11 is Chris Burton, number 12 is Glenn Bull, and number 13 is Andy Fisher. Substitutes are 14 Timmy Sharp and number 15 Gary Hall. As a Featherstone team just come onto the pitch for this afternoon's match. Lots of supporters in good voice from behind the sticks, both Featherstone Rovers and Castleford out in the blue and white and the black and yellow. Castleford got a new strip to start this season with. So there we are, the boys in the blue and white there. Alan Dakin there just limbering up, Derek Fox there getting that ball out there to Chris Burton. Chris Burton who has had to miss the pre-season friendly matches with a bad ankle injury, but passed himself 100% fit for this afternoon's match. But like I've just said previously, Featherstone Rovers having to change the team now. The first team debut here for Andy Fisher. And Tony Staniforth having to be left out of the A team on Friday night to play in this vital first division match. And here comes the Castleford team in the brand new strip. Captain there, Johnny Joyner. He's served Castleford well down the years. Tony Marchant there with the ball, giving that ball there to Sean Irwin, back there to Johnny Joyner again. David Plange there with the ball. Castleford there putting their 2 overseas players straight away on the first team duty. Steve Larder all the way from Illawarra in Australia. The team that Andy Gregory and Stevie Hampson play for. Stevie Hampson keeping him out of the team. Steve Larder at fullback all this season. And Ronnie Gibbs, a big favourite. Played with Graham Stemman for the Gold Coast Giants. Coach of that team is Bob McCarthy, a big favourite of Darryl Van de Velde, the Castleford coach. And the referee for today, just coming over with the ball in his hands, is Robin Whitfield, all the way from Widnes, a very experienced referee. So here we go, both sets of teams there bunching together in the middle of the park. Featherstone Rovers now, Derek Fox there, the captain, just giving his players a last minute ticking off there, and John Joyner there with his players. So Derek Fox there just shaking hands with Robin Whitfield. The 2 touch judges there, Mr Cummins and Mr Fallon. Mr Cummins with the red flag and Mr Fallon with the yellow flag. So it's Johnny Joyner now just flipping that coin in the air. No, it's the mascot for the day. Flipping that coin in the air. So who's won the toss? John Joyner's won the toss. Decided to players look at this field from left to right, and I'll say the field in tremendous condition. So it'll be Derek Fox getting ready to start the 1989-90 season. Featherstone Rovers surprised a lot of people in the first division last year, finishing 6th, just a place behind Castleford. On paper, Castleford looked to have the stronger team, but as an old professional always told me, names mean nothing to players when this game gets underway. So Derek Fox starts the game going, and the ball just bouncing up there. So it's Castleford straight away in possession. Tony marching there, number 5, bringing the ball, trying to reach his own 25-yard line. Well, that's good tackling by Featherstone Rovers there. Derek Fox right round the bootlaces. Number 12 there, Glenn Bolt, makes sure of the tackle. So it's big number 12 there, Ronnie Gibbs in the thick of things, a big favourite here at Weldon Road. Had a spell with them last season. Now it's Kevin Ward. Kevin Ward taking 3 men to make the tackle. Referee there, Mr. Whitfield, pulling Glenn Bolt out. Is it Glenn Bolt? Rovers number 12 there for that high tackle on Kevin Ward. So penalty his first few minutes to Castleford. So it'll be number 6, James Stedman. This time last season playing against Castleford for Featherstone Rovers. This time this season playing for Castleford against Featherstone Rovers. So it's Mr. Whitfield again, catching Featherstone Rovers offside. So it's number 9 there, Kevin Beardmore, just passing the ball on there to Martin Kettridge. Martin Kettridge decided to go for goal. First chance for points in this first couple of minutes of the match. Featherstone Rovers yet to touch the ball. 2 penalty kicks. 1 for a high tackle there on Kevin Ward. And 1 just when Castleford taking the tap penalty from the kick into touch by Graham Stedman. Referee Mr. Whitfield there catching Featherstone Rovers offside. Not getting 10 yards back. So Martin Kettridge just about 10 yards from that Featherstone Rovers 25-yard line. About 15 yards in from touch. Just placing the ball, looking at the post. Martin Kettridge, player of the season last year for Castleford. So here we go. Strikes it well. It's got the height. Has it got the direction? No, it's missed it by a mile. So number 12 there, Glenn Bolt, being caught in possession there. Was his own try line, so it's a drop out to Derek Fox to Featherstone Rovers. Derek Fox there, that big drop out there. Martin Kettridge picks the ball up on the halfway line. Nick Shaw first taps it with his foot, but Derek Fox there and Alan Dakin wrestling with him, brings him to the floor. That's the first tackle. Featherstone Rovers yet to have hold of this ball. So it's number 10 now, Beefy England with the ball, driving it in, but Tony Staniforth making the tackle. Andy Fisher also in that tackle. So it's Kevin Beardmore now to Roy Sutherland. Roy Sutherland back there to Johnny Joyner. Johnny Joyner looking for support. Ball back there to Kevin Beardmore there to number 6, Graham Stedman. Graham Stedman, that long ball out there to Grant Anderson. But Grant Anderson being tackled by Trevor Clark. 5 yard inside Featherstone Rovers, 25 yard there. It's Hall Castleford in these first few minutes. It's Beef England with the ball now taking, but Trevor Clark there making the tackle. So it's Castleford now to Graham Stedman. Graham Stedman, that little jinking run. Graham Stedman after that ball, but Chris Bibb there. Beautiful take back try, Chris Bibb. But Graham Stedman following his own kick up, makes the tackle. So first touch of the ball for Featherstone Rovers now. So it's Chris Burton. Chris Burton gets out to 1 tackle. Tackled about 5 yards short of that 25 yard line. That's the 3rd tackle now. That's Derek Fox with the ball now there to Glenn Bolt. But that's good tackling by Keith England. Plays the ball back there, so it's Jeff Creation. Jeff Creation back there. Good tackling by Castleford, pinning Featherstone Rovers back. So the ball back there to Derek Fox. Derek Fox, that big kick downfield. Steve Larder coming across for it, and but Steve Larder picks the ball up on his own 25 yard area, trying to run round Paul Newell, but Paul Newell got the legs on him. Mark Napper just making sure, so it's David Pants from acting half back. David Pants there coming in field, but that's good tackling by Alan Dakin. And the atmosphere in this crowd is absolutely electric here at Weldon Road. So it's Kevin Beardmore back inside there to Martin Kettridge, but Andy Fisher below. And Chris Burton on top making the tackle. But it's still Castleford in possession now. Number 13, Johnny Joyner there, back inside there to Roy Sutherland, to Graham Stedman. Graham Stedman there, ducking and weaving. Graham Stedman still going, running across field. But Graham Stedman going nowhere. Jeff Creation makes the tackle. Tony Staniforth and Andy Fisher. Graham Stedman plays the ball back now to Johnny Joyner. Johnny Joyner there to Rambo Gibbs. Rambo Gibbs through to it looked like a forward pass, but the referee says play on. Number 1 there, Stevie Larder taking that ball off Ronnie Gibbs, but like a forward pass to me. Referee says play on. So it's John Joyner back there to Roy Sutherland, but number 9 there, Tony Staniforth takes that ball. So it's Derek Fox with the ball now. Derek Fox there to Paul Newell. Paul Newell trying to look for his wingman. That's good play by Paul Newell. Derek Fox with the ball now there to Jeff Grayson, back there to Derek Fox. Derek Fox, that long ball out there to Glenn Bulth there, but Glenn Bulth just managing to keep hold of that ball. Still it's Rovers 10 yards inside their own half of the field. Tony Staniford with the ball now there to number 11, Chris Burton. Throw on tackle. What's happened here? Referee there seeing something off the ball. There's Dutch judge on there with his yellow flag, Mr. Fallon. Saw an incident there. Oh, number 10 there, Keith England being pulled out, and number 12, Glenn Bulth. So penalty kick to Featherstone Rovers there. When Glenn Bulth took that ball in the tackle, he played the ball. Chris Burton going through the gap, but as he played the ball, Keith England must have had a goal there at Glenn Bulth, and Glenn Bulth retaliating, but the referee giving the penalty kick to Featherstone Rovers. So it's Featherstone Rovers, 6 tackles well inside Castleford's half of the field. So it's Derek Fox now with the ball there to Jeff Grayson, back there to Derek Fox there to Andy Fisher having to come back inside. But Castleford watching that move all the way. It's still Castleford 0, Featherstone Rovers 0. So it's number 10 now, Alan Dakin with the ball. Just about 7 or 8 minutes gone in this first half. So it's Derek Fox with the ball now. Derek Fox there to Jeff Grayson. Jeff Grayson there to Andy Fisher. But Andy Fisher there being tackled by his opposite number there, John Joyner. Taking 4 Castleford players to bring John Joyner down there. And it's John Joyner's gone in. It's his own Castleford player what's done that. It was a matter of 2 many men trying to tackle Andy Fisher that time, and they all collapsed on John Joyner's leg. So it's Derek Fox with the ball now, switching direction. Derek Fox there to Glenn Bulth. Glenn Bulth there, 10 yards inside Castleford's half of the field. So it's Tony Staniford from Acton Harpack. Tony Staniford going from Acton Harpack. That little kick through, it's all on. Tony Staniford still going. It's all on. Paul Newell with the ball. Paul Newell. Oh, get in, lad. Superb try to Paul Newell. Everybody were waiting for Derek Fox to get that ball for him to kick through. But what did Tony Staniford do? He says, give me that ball, I'll chip it over. And he chipped it over, followed it up. Stevie Larder there. Bit hesitant there, going for that ball. Tony Staniford got his knee to it. Kneed the ball on, and who was there? Started where he left off last year, but Paul Newell sizzling through to put the ball between the posts. Featherstone Rovers 4, Castleford 0. So here we go. What a brilliant try that by Featherstone Rovers. And Derek Fox, he can kick them. Featherstone Rovers 6, Castleford 0. And now I've just settled down that little bit with that exciting football there, like I was saying previously. Every Castleford player waited for Derek Fox there to get that ball from Acton Harpack. But Tony Staniford there fooled them all, went solo, kicked through, just beat Steve Larder to the ball. He was a bit hesitant there with the Castleford fullback going for that ball. Seemed to kick it on with his knee, and Paul Newell following up like every did last season, bounced on the ball to score the try. So it's Paul Hughes there from that deep kick-off from Castleford, trying to bring it out his own 25-yard line, and referee there catching Castleford offside this time. So it's Derek Fox. Beautiful kick by Derek Fox, finds touch on the halfway line. So it's number 10 now, Alan Dakin. Big drive in from the Rovers, number 10. Gets up, plays the ball. Derek Fox with the ball there. Derek Fox there. Trying to get Glenn Bulth on the run, but Glenn Bulth gets up, plays the ball. So it's Derek Fox from Acton Harpack now to Jeff Grayson. Jeff Grayson trying to go on his own. Back inside there to Chrissy Burton. Chrissy Burton there throws a wild pass now, but well took that. Penalty to Castleford. An ill feeling in this match already. And we can do it out this. A lot of feeling, like I said before this match started between these two teams. And this we can do without. Nobody likes to see this on a football field. Referee there just stopping the clock. We're going to have to do a lot of sorting out. So I can't see where anybody can get away with this unpunished. He's having words with his touch judges. He's calling all the teams together. Rightly so. I think he'll give them a ball-cut team's lecturing tone. He's telling them to calm it down. I think what the referee will be saying will, any more of this and you're straight off the field. What's Van Renkel doing on touchline? So there we are, the game restarting with a scrum down. Derek Fox there after the ball. Both Stevie Larder and Roy Sutherland didn't want to give Derek Fox that ball to feed the scrum. Derek Fox, persistent, paid off. It's out to Featherstone Rovers, number 1 there, Chris Bibb. Chris Bibb beating his opposite number there with ease. Too many Castleford men in the way for him, but Chris Bibb there seemed to beat his opposite number with ease. So it's Alan Banks now going from acting half-back, taking Kevin Beardwood on, but Kevin Beardwood makes the tackle. About 10 yards from that Castleford 25-yard line. So it's number 8 now, Jeff Grayson taking his opposite number on there, Kevin Ward. Jeff Grayson there being tackled just about on that Castleford 25-yard line. It's still Castleford 0, Featherstone Rovers 6. So Jeff Grayson there, slow to get to his feet. So it's Chris Burton now going down the middle. Jeff Grayson there, writhing in agony on the floor. It's Bjorks, this isn't serious for Featherstone Rovers. So it's Derek Fox with the ball now there to Andy Fisher. Andy Fisher still on that 25-yard area. Wouldn't surprise me if Featherstone Rovers need to have a good drop goal from here, but it's Tony Stanniford there from that Derek Fox pass. That's good running by the Rovers hooker. Looks like a drop goal on the cards here. Trevor Clark here from acting half-back. Derek Fox with the ball. Derek Fox there. Derek Fox having a go at drop goal, but it's a penalty kick to Castleford for obstruction. Referee there right on the spot. Derek Fox there just having a go at drop goal. The Featherstone Rovers player running in front of him, so referee's quite rightly so awarding Castleford a penalty. Just looking down, Jeff Grayson's up on his feet, doing a bit of limping, and he looks okay to me. John Joyner got a bad knock in the first few minutes. He seems to be okay now. So James Stemman taking this penalty kick on his own 25-yard line. Finds touch there just about on the halfway line, 5 yards inside Featherstone Rovers half of the field. So referee once again catching Featherstone Rovers offside at that penalty. That's bad discipline by Featherstone Rovers players in front of the flag. Enabling Graham Stemmer with another penalty kick to put that ball deep into Castleford Featherstone Rovers territory now. It's about 20 yards from that Rovers try line. Them 2 penalty kicks from 125 to the other 25. That looked like a forward pass. Referee says play on. So it's Keith England there making strides up to that Featherstone Rovers 15-yard mark. So it's Martin Kettridge, but Andy Fisher there making the tackle. Alan Banks also in at the tackle. And Glenn Bull just making sure. So it's Kevin Ward there to Martin Kettridge. Martin Kettridge trying to go down Andy Fisher, but Andy Fisher there making the tackle. Just managed to keep hold out. Chris Burton helping out. So it's Roy Sutherland now there to Graham Stemman there to Grant Anderson there. This is good play by Castleford, and Larder drops that ball. It's all on. Referee though giving the knock on. So there we are again, number 1 there, Stevie Larder. Tony Marchant on the outside of him there, making the extra man, but Steve Larder there deciding to go solo, but he got tackled short of that try line, losing the ball in the tackle. So the referee awarding the knock-on. And the Featherstone Rovers crowd there just jeering at Graham Stemman, chanting, what a waste of money. But there's plenty of time to go in this match. There's all the season to play. Referee there penalising the Featherstone Rovers scrum there, so it's a penalty to Castleford. Graham Stemmer with the ball. Graham Stemmer turning back inside. Graham Stemmer beating one man. Gets that ball out there to Tony Martin. Tony Martin comes back inside, but good defence by Featherstone Rovers. Chris Burton there just making sure he will tackle. So it's Martin Kettridge now with the ball. Martin Kettridge there taking some stopping. Number 12 there, Glenn Bolt just wrestles him to the floor, but good run by Martin Kettridge. So it's John Joyner with the ball now to Ronnie Gibbs. Ronnie Gibbs scores the try. Ronnie Gibbs there, first try for the Castleford this season. Ronnie Rambo Gibbs all the way from Gold Coast in Australia. Castleford 4, Featherstone Rovers 6. But all that play there coming from Castleford's 25-yard line, them two long range touch finders there by Graham Stemman. That scrum down from 5 yards from Featherstone Rovers line, the referee penalising the Featherstone Rovers front row. And then them two margin runs, first by Martin Kettridge, then number 12 there, Ronnie Gibbs just planting that ball over the Featherstone Rovers try line. Castleford 4 with this conversion to come here from Martin Kettridge. Featherstone Rovers 6. So here we go. Martin Kettridge straight between the middle, 6 apiece. Castleford 6, Featherstone Rovers 6. The game's just about 15 minutes old. So there we are, all square. Derek Fox there, just putting that ball up. Just about to kick it. It rolled over. So it's big Kevin Ward now, but beautiful tackle that by Trevor Clark on Kevin Ward. Kevin Ward running straight at him, but Trevor Clark there never took a backward step. Took the man, and in that tackle, Kevin Ward lost the ball. So the ball's in, it's hard to Derek Fox. Derek Fox now to Alan Banks. Alan Banks there to Chris Bibb. To Chris Bibb there, Graham Stemmer waiting for him. The ball's in now, Alan Banks going from acting half-back. Johnny Joyner there making the tackle. So it's Tony Stallith now for acting half-back there to Derek Fox, to Jeff Grayson, to Derek Fox. Derek Fox there to Andy Fisher, but Andy Fisher there knocking that ball on. Referee there waiting for advantage, but it's a knock-on. So it's a scrum down just about on that Castleford 25-yard line. It'll be Roy Sutherwood to feed the scrum. So the ball's in, it's hard to Castleford. Roy Sutherwood there taking Andy Fisher on, but Derek Fox there coming out right on the blind side to make the tackle. So it's Chris Burton now. Graham Stedman there to David Planks. David Planks trying to take Alan Banks on, but that's a beautiful tackle by Alan Banks. Wraps both his arms around him. So it's Sean Irwin from acting half-back, but take a bit of pulling down. Derek Fox there and Andy Fisher making the tackle. So it's Kevin Ward now. Kevin Ward there taking this defence on back inside there to Kevin Beardmore. And Jeff Grayson, Alan Dakin and Andy Fisher making the tackle. Roy Sutherwood now there to John Joyner. John Joyner throws the dummy, but that last minute ditch tackle that by Derek Fox just clipping John Joyner's ankles. So it's Graham Stemmer now, big up and under. And Chris Bibb underneath that bomb. What an knock. Oh, it's obstruction. It's got to be an obstruction. Derek Fox there going, Chris Bibb I should say, going for that towering kick from Graham Stemmer. The ball was swirling in the air. Just managed to get his hands to the ball. As he took the ball, the Castleford man tackled him. And in desperation he tried to pick the ball up. But the referee saying took it over his line. So it's Ronnie Gibbs with the ball now, but beautiful tackle once again by Trevor Clark, making Ronnie Gibbs lose the ball that time. So it's Jeff Grayson now to Derek Fox. Derek Fox now to Andy Fisher. Andy Fisher having to cut back inside, beating two men.
Come on, take him back.
So it's Andy Fisher playing that ball zone, 25-yard line. Long ball out there to Porniola. Porniola beating two men, beating three men. Porniola still going. That's good play to Derek Fox. Derek Fox jinking one way, jinking the other. Good play again by Porniola, beating three men there in his space of 10 yards. So it's Tony Staniforth there. Tony Staniforth going through the gap, and referee's already blew up. And that wasn't a case of all the Castleford players stopping. Tony Staniforth there was clear throw there from acting half-back. But no fault of the referees. He'd already blew his whistle, but the advantage there in a way gone to Castleford, but still it's Featherstone Rovers, a tap penalty, and they're offside there. Featherstone Rovers twice have done that. Castleford now caught for the first time. The touch judges are in charge at these free kicks, and the players must go back to the touch judges' flag, so it'll be Derek Fox. A chance to put Featherstone Rovers in front yet again. It's still Castleford 6, Featherstone Rovers 6. First quarter of the match is nearly already gone, and I must say that Featherstone Rovers have surprised a lot of supporters in this first 20 minutes. They've given as good as what they've got, scored the first try of the match. Everybody expected a rout here this afternoon at Weldon Road, but anybody knowing Peter Fox's men, they will not lay down. So it'll be Derek Fox just standing the ball up tight, about 15 yards in from touch, just about on that Castleford 25-yard line. Here he goes, strikes it well. Where's it going? Across the goal. So it's Graham Stedman taking that ball. Graham Stedman trying to run it out. So Graham Stedman tackle there. Alan Dakin makes sure. I'm sure that Graham Stedman would have got up and started running again if Alan Dakin had to make sure. But so it's Keith England with the ball now. But Keith England there, Chris Burton ramps them big arms round him, so he can't get rid of the ball in the tackle. So it's Martin Kettridge now. Martin Kettridge, but Andy Fisher there, big bloke to bring down Martin Kettridge. Tony Staniforth, Andy Fisher. So it's Kevin Ward. Kevin Ward. They're taking Alan Banks on, but Chris Burton there wrestles him to the ground. Chris Burton saying to him, you can knock little ones about, but you can't knock Chrissy Burton about. So the ball there back to Graham Stedman. And it's a slice kick from Graham Stedman there. Paul Hughes takes that ball on the full. That's gut play that by Paul Hughes. And that Graham Stedman slice there. So it's Trevor Clark from acting half-back now. Running it in, but Tony Marchant makes the tackle. Ronnie Gibbs there just over him, make sure he doesn't move any further. So it's Derek Fox with the ball now to Glenn Booth. Glenn Booth here taking that ball one-handed. Looked dangerous that, but Glenn Booth making sure of the ball. So it's Derek Fox with the ball now. Derek Fox there, but Chris Burton knocking that ball on. So it's Kevin Beardmore with the ball now, but good recovering by Derek Fox, makes the tackle. Helped out there by Chris Bibb. So it's Martin Kettridge now going from acting half-back, but Derek Fox, beautiful tackle again by the scrum half. And it's number 10 now, Keith England. This is one-man rugby from Castleford, but I'm sure they've got a plan now. 3 drives in, 3 tackles to go. Just about 15 yards short of that Featherstone Rovers try line. Graham Stedman with the ball, cutting back inside. Graham Stedman to Larder. Stevie Larder there juggling with the ball. Looks a bit unsafe with his handling, does this number 1 fullback from Illawarra. So it's Kevin Ward there, Kevin Ward. Beautiful tackle by Kevin Ward, and Alan Banks intercepts the ball. Kevin Ward looked through there, but beautiful tackling by Rovers. So it's Derek Fox now. Alan Banks there taking that ball. Number 12 there, Ronnie Gibbs there, seemed to go in with his knees on Derek Fox's neck, but he gets up to play the ball. Referee says everything's okay. Alan Dakin there trying to bring the ball up to his own 25-yard line. So it's Chris Burton's turn to try to bring it away, but Kevin Ward there, Ronnie Gibbs in the way. Still on that Rovers 25-yard line, so it's Tony Staniforth now there to Derek Fox there to Jeff Grayson. Jeff Grayson gets the ball out there to Chris Bibb. Chris Bibb there ran Roy Sutherwood, but Roy Sutherwood just grabbed his leg. So it's Paul Newlove now to Derek Fox. Derek Fox, that big kick downfield. And I give Ronnie Gibbs his due, he followed that. He followed through, but never touched an hand on Derek Fox then. He just couldn't help knocking him over when he kicked the ball. So that's good tackling that by Trevor Clark on Stevie Larder. So it's Tony Marchant trying to go through the middle, but Glenn Booth there and Chris Burton, 2 signal forwards for Featherstone Rovers, making sure of the tackle. Well, what a game here at Weldon Road. Castleford 6, Featherstone Rovers 6. Kevin Ward back inside there to Roy Sutherwood, but that's good tackling by Andy Fisher. Andy Fisher making sure of the tackle, paws him to the ground. Covered man and ball that time, did Andy Fisher. So it's John Joyner, surely no dummies from Featherstone over to Sean Irwin. Sean Irwin there to David Planch, knocking the ball on, but no disrespects there to Sean Irwin, but that was a terrible ball there to David Planch. Had to take it off his toe ends. Well, that's our matches are won, but very difficult ball to take there by David Planch. So that resulting in a scrum down on the halfway line. The ball fed there, one again there, so it's David Plant with the ball there to Graham Steadman. Graham Steadman there trying to take Chris Bibb on. Chris Bibb going across. Chris Bibb there, beautiful tackle by Chris Bibb. Graham Steadman's got pace, but Chris Bibb can equal him to that. He followed him across, so it's Sean Irwin with the ball now. Sean Irwin cutting back inside, still going, but Chris Burton there dragging him down. Oh, that scrum there going again the head, the first one in this match, again the head. So it's John Johnny with the ball now there to number 6, Graham Steadman there. Graham Steadman there to number 1, Steve Larder. Looks an ordinary player, this Steve Larder. First showing of him, but give the lad his due. He's just come all the way from Australia. And it's a shocking pass by. And it's all on. Derek Fox picking that ball up. That ball, referee waiting for advantage there to Chris Burton. And Chris Burton knocking the ball on. Unbelievable, that. Ronnie Gibbs there making the first mistake, going on the blind side, being dragged into touch, throwing the ball there about 5 yards for the referee waiting for advantage. But there we are, that's one again the head there. That's a good strike for Featherstone Rovers to win. Derek Fox beating Roy Sutherland to that loose ball round the pack. So it's Jeff Grayson now trying to bring it away. And as I was just saying then, Derek Fox picking that ball up, throw a pass out there to Chris Burton, and Chris Burton knocking the ball on. Anyway, it's Chris Burton's chance again to make amends and trying to make progress up to that Rovers 25-yard line. But Kevin Ward there and Kevin Beardmore in the way of him. So it's Derek Fox now. Derek Fox prompting, probing. Derek Fox through the gap. Derek Fox on a run. Has he got support? He's got Alan Banks here. And he goes round Stevie Larder. And Derek Fox still going. And he's still going. What a run by Derek Fox. Just couldn't get that ball there to Alan Banks. It's a pity that wasn't Paul Newell, but there again, Derek Fox here bringing play from 125 yard to the other. And it's all on Andy Fisher there to Trevor Clark, but referee there spotting a knock on. And just looking back on the Featherstone Rovers 25-yard line, Keith England just getting up. Well, when my heart stops fluttering here, just for them few seconds, from 125 yard to the other, it's still Castleford 6, Featherstone Rovers 6. Just about 26 minutes gone in this first half, so it's Roy Sutherland coming, Roy Sutherland pushes one man up, but Chris Bibb gets back to tackle him. So it's Martin Kedridge now, he brings play up to the 25-yard line. But Chris Burton there making sure of the tackle, making sure he was tackled. Alan Banks underneath, so it's Ronnie Gibbs with the ball. Ronnie Gibbs turning back inside. But Chris Burton getting through a tremendous amount of tackling. That's good running though by Ronnie Gibbs. Gets up, plays the ball. Steve Larder acting out back to Johnny Joyner. Johnny Joyner there to Roy Sutherland. Roy Sutherland there to Graham Steadman. Graham Steadman taking this defence on. Graham Steadman looking for support, but number 9 there, Tony Staniforth, kills the ball. Trevor Clark there making the tackle. Penalty kick there to Featherstone Rovers. Castleford don't like that. Kevin Beardmore there pushing Trevor Clark off, but Trevor Clark just couldn't get up from that tackle straight away. So it's a penalty kick to Featherstone Rovers. So it's Derek Fox with the ball now. Derek Fox, that long ball out there to Andy Fisher. Andy Fisher coming back inside. Andy Fisher there, still going to Derek Fox. Derek Fox there to Alan Banks. Alan Banks there trying to get out of John Joyner's clutches, but Featherstone Rovers losing 15 yards with that movement, but still they've got possession. So it's Chris Burton now going from acting halfback. Once again, John Joyner wrapping him up. So it's Tony Staniforth now there to Derek Fox. Derek Fox there to Jeff Grayson. Jeff Grayson there just trying to pop that ball up, but Rambo Gibbs there coming over the top, making sure he doesn't pass the ball. So it's Derek Fox with the ball now. Derek Fox, that long ball out there to Trevor Clark. Trevor Clark now to Mark Napper. First touch of the ball for Mark Napper, but Mark Napper there. James Steadman right round his neck there. Make sure of the tackle. So it's Paul Newell from acting halfback. Paul Newell gets out of the way. James Steadman. Paul Newell still going. That's a good strong run by Paul Newell. Just pushed Graham Steadman off there as if it was a fly on the wall. He says, get out of my way, laddie. So it's Derek Fox, that little kick throw. And it's all on Chris Bibb after that ball. Stevie Larder's a bit indecisive with his handling this afternoon. So it's Chris Bibb still up with here. But Paul Hughes makes a beautiful tackle there. Steve Larder there getting out of the way, Chris Bibb, but Paul Hughes waiting for him, just like running into a brick wall. So it's Tony March and number 10 Alan Dakin there, right round his bootlaces. Plays the bomb to himself, but Chris Burton there waiting for him. So it's Castleford now. Martin Ketridge coming down the middle, pushes Alan Banks off. Martin Ketridge to Brief England, but good patty up that by Trevor Clark to Roy Sutherwood there to Kevin Ward. Kevin Ward here, has he got support? Looking for support, Kevin Ward there to John Joyner. But that's good play by Featherstone Rovers, but referee spotting an obstruction in that move. A Featherstone Rovers player pulling a Castleford player back, but looks like Chris Bibb's got a bad knee there on the floor. So Chris Bibb, they're just having treatment. So Martin Ketridge decided to go for goal. Well, the game's just about half an hour gone. It's Castleford 6, Featherstone Rovers 6. How do you think the game's going to? Up to press?
Well, John, nobody gave Rovers a chance before this match started, and the lads, as you can see, they're not going to surrender this one too easily. They're with a weakened side out, but they're rising to the occasion, and who knows, we could pull this one off. Let's hope so, John.
Yeah. Well done, Teddy. And I'll say all of us what Teddy just said there. Featherstone Rovers here surprising everybody here at Weldon Road, giving a good performance for themselves. It's still Castleford 6, Featherstone Rovers 6. It'll be Martin Ketridge, about 30 yards from them posts. Here he goes, strikes the ball. Has he got the direction? And it's well wide. So that's another mistake by Martin Ketridge, right in front. So it'll be a drop out Featherstone Rovers. Just looking at Chris Bibb, what's he like? He looks a bit dodgy there on that leg, but I'm sure that knowing Chris, he'll shrug that injury off. Looks okay. So here we go, Derek Fox. That's a big drop out by Derek Fox. Stevie Lyder there, picking that ball up well inside his own 25-yard line. He's over his own 25, trying to run it out. But Derek Fox there makes the tackle. Number 10 there, Alan Dakin, making sure. So it's Martin Ketridge with the ball. Once again, Martin Ketridge doing all the damage. Oh, Chris Bibb, beautiful tackle that by number 1, Chris Bibb. So it's Graham Stedman now there to Kevin Ward, it's all on to Sean Irwin. Sean Irwin there to David Plant, scores the try. All that there, coming with that. Martin Ketridge burst up down this right hand side of the field, just pushing two would-be tacklers off there for Featherstone Rovers, but Chris Bibb made a fantastic tackle. Kevin Ward there getting that ball, tried to throw over it past Sean Irwin. Paul Newell have got his hands to the ball spun in the air and it couldn't have landed as nice there just put it in a bread basket there for Sean Irwin, and Sean Irwin there took the tackle and throw the ball there to David Plange, who just had to catch the ball to put it over the try line. Castleford 10, Featherstone Rovers 6. So here we go, Martin Ketridge, just looking at the ball, looking at the posts. Here he goes. Martin Ketridge, and he got that one straight between the middle. Castleford 12, Featherstone Rovers 6. So Featherstone Rovers making a substitution. Number 12 there, Glenn Bolt going off. Is he going off now? Says he's okay. Oh, David Plange there, just making sure, just a bit undecided about picking that ball up, but he finally picks the ball up. Derek Fox there, trying to get across, but Chris Burton makes the tackle. Oh, it's Castleford coming down the middle here. Alan Dakin just managing to make the tackle. So it's Keith England with the ball now, but that's good tackling there by number 10, Alan Dakin, yet again. Jeff Grayson just making sure of the tackle. So it's John Joyner now. John Joyner there to Kevin Ward. Kevin Ward there just slipping, but Alan Dakin ready for him. So Kevin Ward gets up, plays the ball. John Joyner there to Roy Sutherwood. Roy Sutherwood there to Graham Stedman. Graham Stedman trying to dummy the other way to Stevie Lyder. Stevie Lyder coming up into line, but Stevie Lyder being run straight in there to Alan Dakin. Still on that halfway line. It's still Castleford 12 and Featherstone Rovers 6. So it's Graham Stedman with the ball now. Graham Stedman being rushed by Tony Staniforth. But that big kick there, Mark Napper, good positioning there by the Rovers, number 5. Trying to bring it away, but John Joyner there and Sean Irwin wrapping him up. So it's Glenn Bolt now from acting half-back. But number 3 there, Sean Irwin making the tackle. Mark Napper now there to Derek Fox. Derek Fox, that long ball out there to Andy Fisher. Andy Fisher back there to Derek Fox. Plenty of room. Derek Fox trying to go down the middle. Pushes one man off. Derek Fox there to Chris Bibb. Chris Bibb there to Mark Napper. Mark Napper gets out to John Joyner's tackle, but number 11 there. Number 10, Beef England, making sure of the tackle. So it's Chris Bibb now to Jeff Grayson to Derek Fox. Derek Fox, that long ball out there to Andy Fisher. But Andy Fisher there just being grabbed over there by number 6, James Stedman. And number 4, Grant Anderson, just rolling him over. Looks like Andy Fisher got a bad knock there in the tackle. So he gets up, plays the ball. So it's Alan Banks now to Derek Fox. Derek Fox, that long ball out there to Paul Hughes. But no way through. Castleford tackling well. So Castleford were offside there. Player straight in front of the referee there. Grant Anderson, I think it was. Over to Uyghur. Yes, it was number 4 there. Grant Anderson had got 5 yard offside. So minutes ticking away now in this first half. Just about 5 minutes left. It's Castleford 12, Featherstone Rovers 6. So it's Derek Fox with the ball now. Derek Fox there to number 10, Alan Dakin. Being tackled there by his opposite number there, Keith England. Gets up, plays the ball. Tony Staniforth now to Derek Fox, back there to Jeff Grayson. Jeff Grayson on the ball there to Glenn Bull. Glenn Bull, anybody backing up to Chris Bibb. Chris Bibb! Yes! Chris Bibb scores the try. And we were Stevie Larder. He just walked through Steve Larder there as if he wasn't on the field. But once again, that brilliant play there by Featherstone Rovers. That little dummy. Derek Fox there to Jeff Grayson. Derek Fox going for the run around there, but was coming on the blind side. Glenn Bull. And Glenn Bull there went straight through the middle, and was coming on Glenn Bull's shoulder like an express train. Featherstone Rovers number 1 there, Chris Bibb, and he just ran through Steve Larder as if he wasn't there to plant that ball at the side of the post. Castleford 12, Featherstone Rovers 10. So there we go, Derek Fox now has our and he's kicked that as high as you can get him there. Another 2 points to the captain and Featherstone Rovers, Derek Fox. Castleford 12, Featherstone Rovers 12. Now then, Teddy, what did you think to that try?
Well, that was out of the top draw, that John, a practice move. They've been doing it all week. Glenn Bull came through beautifully there, and Chris Bibb on his shoulder there just to put that ball over the line. Just what we needed before half time, John.
So here we go, Martin Ketchich kicking that ball up. It's all systems go here at Castleford. Chris Bibb not taking his eye off that ball. He'll bring it out. Rambo Gibbs there went flying in at Chris Bibb, but Chris Bibb there just danced round him, but too many Castleford tackling the way. So it's Tony Stanford going from acting half-back. Well, who can't say this Featherstone Rovers team hasn't put up a brilliant performance here at Welland in this first half. I know there's another half to go, but every supporter who's come here this afternoon cannot say that these lads haven't given 110% in this first half. So it's Jeff Grayson. Jeff Grayson just couldn't get that ball up there for Trevor Clark. If he could, it would have been good night, Vienna. So it's Derek Fox with the ball now to Alan Dakin. Alan Dakin there having to run out wide. Nobody to pass the ball to. But now when Alan Dakin, he'll stick hold of that ball like a baby does to a dummy. You're not getting that ball off of me. So it's Derek Fox now kicking this ball there to David Planch. David Planch taking that ball cleanly. It's all on there to Stevie Larder. Stevie Larder running across the field. Stevie Larder going down the middle. But Paul Newell making the tackle. So it's Graham Stedman being tackled there by Paul Newell. Them 2 lads there, the best of mates last year, but like we all have said, there's no mates on the football field, but it's Martin Ketch's there, but Alan Banks making the tackle. Just about 2 minutes to go before half-time. Rovers must keep him out before half-time. That was nearly obstruction, but there's a man missing in the Rovers line-out, but Kevin Ward decided to go solo down the middle. Led off for Featherstone over that time. Glenn Bull going for the interception, but putting a man short on the Rovers team. If it comes off, it's okay, but how many times do interceptions come off? So it's Graham Stedman, that big kick towards his touchline side. David Planch after that ball, but the ball beating everybody, just bouncing into touch. So this scrum vital for both sides. Castleford wanted to get all that Featherstone Rovers try line. Featherstone Rovers wanted just to calm things down a bit. Just looking at the clock, looking at me watch, just about a minute and a half left for playing this first half. It's still Castleford 12, Featherstone Rovers 12. So the ball's in, it's out to Derek Fox. Derek Fox there, going solo. Derek Fox there, taking Roy Sutherland on from the pack. That's good play that by Derek Fox. Plays the ball back to Alan Banks. Alan Banks there to Andy Fisher. Andy Fisher getting out of one tackle. Looked like a back tackle that right round his neck there, but referee says play on, so it's Chris Burton's turn to drive it down. Chris Burton out of one tackle. Chris Burton back inside there, it's all on. Referee there spotting the knock on. Rightly so. Knock on it was, referee right on the spot. Lot of boos and ass from the crowd, but where I am here in the commentary position, that was a knock on, so it's a scrum down 10 yards inside Featherstone Rovers half of the field. It'll be Roy Sutherland to feed the scrum. And the ball's in, another one getting the end. Derek Fox with the ball here. Derek Fox there to Alan Banks. Alan Banks there to Trevor Clark. Trevor Clark just couldn't get that ball out there to Paul Hughes. That was good running. That's another one striking in the head. So it's number 10 there, Alan Dakin. Well, what a time to score a try just before half time. If Featherstone Rovers just get on the leaderboard just before half time, what a boost that will be just before half time. So it's Paul Hughes now there to Derek Fox there to Jeff Grayson. Jeff Grayson losing the ball in the tackle, it's all on. Chris picking that ball up. The ball going back. So it's Alan Dakin now to Derek Fox. Derek Fox, that little kick through, it's all on. Both David Plange and Stevie Larder looking undecisive. Ooh, and Steve Larder there just watching that ball roll. And there we go at half time from Weldon Road. And what a fantastic performance this by Featherstone Rovers. Against all the odds, they scored the first try in the match through Paul Newell, goal by Derek Fox, then Castleford come back. That try there to Ronnie Gibbs, goal by Martin Kettridge, and then Castleford took the lead by that David Planch try. Martin Kettridge converted wide out, and then just before half time, that brilliant try there to Chris Bibb, goal by Derek Fox to bring this half time score at Welland Road. Castleford 12, Featherstone Rovers 12. Welcome back to Weldon Road for this second half, this Stones Bitter Championship game. The half-time score being Castleford 12, Featherstone Rovers 12. I know I've got to repeat myself, but I think the Castleford players have had a shock as well of the supporters looking down at this Featherstone Rovers team before the game started. Nobody gave them a chance, but what a performance there and what an ovation they're getting coming out onto the field. You think Featherstone Rovers were playing at home this afternoon? A bigger cheer for the blue and white lads than this for the black and yellow lads. So here we come, 40 minutes to go in this first match of the season. But just looking at the last 10 minutes of that first half, the danger signs there with Ronnie Gibbs, Martin Kettridge, the two back row forwards there beginning to run well. Featherstone Rovers must move up to them quickly, make the tackles. Every man's got to tackle well in this second half. Jeff Grayson there getting a big cheer from the crowd there, acknowledging him. Big Jeff Grayson there. He relishes in this situation to Jeff Grayson. 40 years of age. Who would have said that a man could have played this game at that age? But Jeff Grayson's still one of the best number 8s around. So it's number 11 there, Martin Kettridge, just getting ready to kick this ball deep into Featherstone Rovers territory. So here we go, referee getting this second half started. Martin Kettridge kicking the ball off. Oh, Chris Bibb there taking it on the full there, trying to meet out of his own 25-yard line, but Martin Kettridge there following his own kick up. Roy Sutherland there making the tackle also. So it's Glenn Bolt there. First drive in, that's the second tackle. Castleford 6, Featherstone Rovers 6. So Jeff Grayson on the dummy run there to Derek Fox. Derek Fox there to Andy Fisher. Having to cut back inside. Number 13 there, John Joyner making the tackle. his opposite number. So it's Derek Fox now with the ball. Derek Fox there, dumbing one way, dumbing the other. Derek Fox trying to go down the middle there. Back inside there to Tony Staniford. Tony Staniford there to Derek Fox, to Chris Burton there to Jeff Grayson. Jeff Grayson there to Porniolo. It's in Porniolo, it's number 12, Glenn Both there to Jeff Grayson there to Derek Fox. This is beautiful play by for the Rovers. Jeff Grayson there playing basketball there with that rugby league football. So it's Trevor Clark now there to Alan Banks. But Alan Banks there losing that ball there. Trevor Clark in offside position, there pick the ball up. So it's Kevin Ward having to go down the middle, but Jeff Grayson makes the tackle, trying to throw the ball up there. Kevin Ward losing the ball, and Chris Burton there says thank you very much. So it's Tony Staniford now there to Derek Fox to Porniolo, having to cut back inside. Porniolo seemed to be tackled before he got that ball. Sean Irwin round him there as soon as he got the ball. So it's Derek Fox with the ball now to Andy Fisher. It's all on, but referee will give a knock on. So once again, handling mistake by Featherstone Rovers. Another scrum down just about on the halfway line. So it'll be this time Roy Southernwood to feed the scrum. Referee there just having strong words with both front rows. There we go, they're down, the ball's in. We all saw where that went. Referee says play on. No, it's a bad mistake again by Grant Anderson. Losing the ball in the tackle, so it's Chris Bibby, run to play. Chris Bibby going wide. Chris Bibb taking Keith England on, but Keith England wrapping him up. Chris Bibb gets up to play the ball to Trevor Clark there. Paul Hughes will take it in off his wing, but gut tackling that by Ronnie Gibbs. Trevor Clark with the ball now there to Derek Fox. Derek Fox there to Jeff Grayson. Jeff Grayson tackled 5 yards short of the halfway line. Number 4 there, Grant Anderson making the tackle. So it's Alan Dakin. Alan Dakin taking it in from acting half-back. Makes progress, 5 yards in that Castleford half of the field. So it's Tony Staniford with the ball now there to Derek Fox. Derek Fox there to Jeff Grayson. Jeff Grayson there trying to get rid of that ball in the tackle, but number 9 there, Kevin Beardmore, putting himself between Jeff Grayson and Derek Fox. So Jeff Grayson having to die with the ball. So it's Derek Fox. Side steps around, one man kicking for David Plange there, but lovely bounce there for David Plange. David Plange there running wide. David Plange still going. David Plange down the middle, but Porniolo following him all across the field that time. So it's number 10 now, Keith England going from acting half-back. Keith England still going there. Good ball there to number 1, Stevie Larder. Coming up from full-back, but Trevor Clark making the tackle. So it's Keith England there, pushes one man off, but Porniolo making the tackle there to Kevin Beardmore, to Roy Southernwood there, to number 11 Martin Kettridge, but Andy Fisher there, kept on of him. Chris Burton there also helping out with the tackle. So it's Roy Southernwood going from acting half-back now there to John Joyner. John Joyner there to Grant Anderson. Grant Anderson, that little dummy, Grant Anderson coming back inside. It's still Castleford 12, Featherstone Rovers 12. And it's John Joyner now. John Joyner doing the run around there. Number 12, Rambo Gibbs. Rambo Gibbs trying to go through there, trying to go through the middle, but Featherstone Rovers there just keeping hold of that ball. So we're just about on that Rovers 25 yard line. Kevin Beardmore now to Graham Stenman. Graham Stenman, little bit of magic from Graham Stenman there to Stevie Larder. That looked like a forward pass to me. And good referee there by the referee there. It was a forward pass, that ball from Castle, but the referee just waited to see if there was any advantage, and it wasn't, so he called the last tackle. First bit of magic that from Graham Stenman, dancing through the tackle there, but the player in support there, Stevie Larder, just couldn't do nothing with the ball. So it's Mark Napper with the ball. Good play that by Mark Napper. Had the ball knocked from his hands that time, but caught it back on the rebound. So it's Porniolo going from acting half-back, running across field. Porniolo still going. Running across field, Porniolo still going, gets out of one tackle, out of another, to Paul Hughes. Paul Hughes back inside there to Chris Bibb. Chris Bibb there taking a Tony Martin. Chris Bibb still going, you'll die with that ball, son. And he's doing them. Paul Hughes flings himself at them two tacklers there. Tony Martin there in the way there. Derek Fox with the ball there to Jeff Grayson. Jeff Grayson there had the ball knocked out of his hands. So it's Porniolo now down the middle. And Jeff Grayson there just looking up. Very hard tackle on Jeff Grayson. I don't know what the crowd's cheering over. Nobody likes to see that on a football field. A player flat out. The referee there penalising Andy Fisher. Referee calling last tackle, but Andy Fisher would not release the ball. Oh, there we are, Jeff Creation back on his feet. Just having words with Johnny Joyner. So Featherstone Rovers there caught in possession on the last tackle. Got 6s and 7s that time, so it'll be Martin Kettridge, this penalty kick here, straight in front of the post. So there we are, just looking down at Jeff Creation's face, seems to be bleeding badly, so it's Martin Kettridge. And he's missed the post. Well, have you ever seen anything like that? He should have put Cas A in front with that post. I was just saying, just looking down at Jeff Creation's face, seems to have a back kick, a back cut on his face, but Jeff Creation will play this match out. There's nobody comes tough for that number 8 for Featherstone Rovers, so it's Martin Kettridge taking that ball. Trying to run through Glenn Bolt, but Glenn Bolt is struck his ground. Derek Fox and hit the bootlaces. Gets up, plays the ball. So it's Kevin Ward with the ball now. Kevin Ward trying to run through Tony Stanley, but Chris Burton says, "Come here, lad, I've got you." So it's Kevin Beardmore with the ball now to Johnny Joyner. Johnny Joyner there to Grant Anderson there to Steve Larder, but Steve Larder being tackled there by Paul Hughes. Moving up very quickly indeed, still on the halfway line. Grant Anderson with the ball, trying to go down the middle. Grant Anderson going to Kevin Beardmore, it's offside! Referee's seen that. Kevin Beardmore there dropping the ball there, and Grant Anderson scooping that ball back up. Just the same position that Trevor Clark was in just about 5 minutes ago. Trevor Clark was dying to pick that ball up when Alan Banks dropped it, but he knew it offside. This time Grant Anderson did pick it up there from Kevin Beardmore, but he was in offside position. So it's a good penalty kick that by Derek Fox. Brings play up to this Castleford 25-yard line, and now you hear the Rovers roar. Castleford 12, Featherstone Rovers 12, a team yet to score in the second half. Tony Stanleyford to Derek Fox there to number 10 Alan Dakin. Good strong run there by Killer Dakin, but number 10 there Keith England dragging him back. Alan Dakin not giving an inch, so it's Chris Burton's turn to drive in. It's all on all. Look where that ball bounced. Unbelievable, the ball just bounced straight into Ronnie Gibbs' hands that time. Well, it's Martin Kettridge with the ball now and Glenn Bolt. Nothing wrong with that, fair shoulder charge. Castleford losing the ball in the tackle, so it's a scrum down. And Chris Burton there using a fair shoulder charge. Nothing wrong in that, but you can see that the game's really hotting up now. So it's Alan Banks and he's offside. John Joyner offside. There's somebody shouting next to me, get it over, but you can't go from goal from a scrum infringement, so it'll be a tap penalty to Featherstone Rovers or kick for touch. I'm sure that Derek Fox will just put it over this touchline side, and he takes a quick tap. Derek Fox, it's all on. He's trying to budge his way through. I'm sure that if they pass the ball along the line that time. So it's Trevor Clark with the ball now to Jeff Creation. Jeff Creation, he's swung it over that back tackle what he just involved in. He'll run the ball in. So that's the second tackle, just about 20 yards on that Castleford try line. So it's Chris Burton there. That's good running by Chris Burton. But number 10 there, Keith England, dragging him back. So it's Derek Fox with the ball now. Derek Fox there to Chris Bibb. Chris Bibb there, but Graham Stedman watching him like an hawk. Gets up, plays the ball. So it's Alan Banks now to Derek Fox. Derek Fox there. To Paul Newell. Oh, it looked like obstruction. Chris Bibb with the ball, but the referees give the knock on. Paul Newell up there nearly over the try line. And the Featherstone crowd really applauding their team this afternoon. And just listen to that crowd. Just look at that crowd behind the sticks. And Southernwood feeds the scrum, going round the blind side, but Andy Fisher ties him up this time. But Alan Dakin out of the pack quickly, throws him to the floor like a rag doll, saying, come on, Sonny, get up and play that ball. So it's Kevin Beardmore now to Martin Kettridge. Martin Kettridge, no way through this Featherstone Rovers defence. We're still inside the Castleford 25-yard area. It's Rambo Gibbs coming down the... Is it Rambo Gibbs? No, it's Kevin Ward. And look at them Featherstone Rovers tacklers round Kevin Ward, driving him back. What a game we've got on his hands here at Weldon Road. Castleford 12, Featherstone Rovers 12, and he says, come back, Sonny, you're not going nowhere. Alan Dakin and Andy Fisher. That's good tackling by Rovers. The ball back here to Graham Stemman all the time in the world to put bolt to ball, and the ball bouncing. Paul Hughes takes it first bounce on his own 25-yard line. He's running it out through John Joyner there, but John Joyner makes the tackle 10 yards from the halfway line. So it's Derek Fox. He's got to take it in. That's good play that by the captain there, Derek Fox. Nobody to pass the ball to. Featherston got organised. So it's number 12 now, Glenn Bull, but Glenn Bull there being stopped in his tracks. So it's Tony Stanleyford going from acting halfback, but Kevin Ward waiting for him this time. Slow to get to his feet, Tony Stanleyford. So it's Derek Fox kicking on that fourth tackle. It's a big deep kick, it's all on. Stevie Lyder coming after this ball. I'm sure Peter Fox will tell Featherstone over to kick the ball to him. A bit uncertain in the first half with his handling. That's good play that to Tony Marchant. Tony Marchant trying to get Trevor Clark inside out. Beat Trevor Clark. Tony Marchant on this week. But beautiful tackle by Chris Bibb. Trevor Clark got back well and all, made the tackle, but that's good running by Tony Marchant. And just looking down at Chris Bibb, he seems to have a leg injury, but Chris Bibb will stop on the field. Number 10 there, Alan Dakin, making sure of the tackle. Number 11, Martin Kettridge plays the ball just about on the halfway line. Kevin Beardmore there, down to Beefy England. Oh, that was an art tackle, was that. Beautiful tackle that Tony Stanifus right round the boat lace. It's Castleford now on the rampage. It's good play this to Grant Anderson. Grant Anderson there to Stevie Larder. Oh, beautiful tackling by Chrissy Bibb again. Straight round the boat laces. They can't go out them legs. Now we've got the Castleford draw. And John Joyner, and once again Chris Bibb flies in at the tackle. So it's Graham Stemman, that little kick through, it's all on. Derek Fox underneath that ball. And number 3 there, Sean Irwin scores the try. Everybody waited for the whistle to blow for offside, but Sean Irwin behind the kick when Graham Stemman kicked it. And just what Castleford need at this venture in the game. Castleford 16, Featherstone Rovers 12. Here we go, Castleford changing the goal kickers round. Graham Stemman kicking against his old club. Martin Kettridge having failed twice miserably this afternoon. Here he goes, strikes the ball. Straight between the middle. Castleford 18, Featherstone Rovers 12. So here we go, Derek Fox restarting this game. And James Stemman trapping that ball with his foot, he'll bring it out. But Chrissy Burton gets hold of him. Burton there gets up, plays the ball. So it's Keith England with the ball now. Keith England still going, but Alan Dakin there. Tony Staniford, Glenn Booth knocking him back. And it's Kevin Ward with the ball now. Kevin Ward there. Big man to bring down. Kevin Ward still going. That's a good run by Kevin Ward. Big powerful forward to bring down. Now it's John Joyner now to Martin Kettridge. Martin Kettridge trying to run through Alan Banks, but Alan Banks there and Jeff Creation making the tackle. These Castleford forwards now starting to make an impact on this Featherstone Rovers defence. John Joyner back to Kevin Beardmore. Kevin Beardmore there to Roy Southernwood. Well, that's good play by Castleford, but good tackling that by Tony Stanisforth. So it's Tony Marchant now, that big kick up. So there you saw there, Tony Marchant kicking that ball through. Chris Bibb taking that ball on the floor, but referee there The Glenboth obstruction. So it's another penalty kick to Featherstone Rovers, about 10 yards short of that Featherstone Rovers try line. Well, how do you see this second half going from here then, Terry?
Well, it's not over yet, John. There's plenty of spirit in these Featherstone lads. The true Featherstone spirit's showing through. I think we're a bit unlucky there with that decision. I thought Glenn Bulldog committed to that tackle. Rather than a harsh decision. We could do a Stedman missing this one.
Thank you, Terry. Now then, so it's Graham Stedman now just lining this goal up. Just looking at the ball, looking at the post. Here he goes. Strikes the ball straight between the middle. Castleford 20, Featherstone Rovers 12. And I seem to agree with Terry there. It seemed to be a nice decision. Tony Martin seemed to kick that ball. Glenn Both already is committed to the tackle, and Chris Bibb catching the ball on the full. Tony Martin really no chance to get to that ball, but the referee giving obstruction. So the referee's in charge, resulting in 2 points for Castleford. So it's Derek Fox kicking the ball deep. Graham Stedman taking it on the full now to David Plange. David Plange has lost the ball in the tackle. And number 12, Glenn Both, tidying up for Featherstone Rovers. So a good out tackle there by Featherstone Rovers on David Plange, and Featherstone Rovers getting that ball. Alan Banks there, back there to Derek Fox. And Derek Fox there, 2 Castleford players waiting for him. Number 9, Kevin Beardmore. Number 8, Kevin Ward. So it's Alan Dakin now running it in. Featherstone have just got to steady it down. Castleford playing 100-mile-an-hour football, but Featherstone just got to steady it down that little bit. So it's Andy Fisher with the ball, having to cut back inside. Got too many Castleford players in the way for him that time. So it's Tony Stanleyforth now to Jeff Grayson, back inside there to Porniola. Porniola out to one tackle. Porniola gets that ball up there for Derek Fox. Derek Fox trying to go down the middle, but Castleford crowding round Rovers. So it's Andy Fisher from acting half-back now to Alan Banks. Alan Banks back inside there to Jeff Grayson. Jeff Grayson trying to get rid of the ball in the tackle there to Chris Burton. Chris Burton losing that ball. And Porniola up there knocking the ball on. So it'll be a scrum down halfway between the halfway line and the Castleford 25-yard line. Castleford 20, Featherstone Rovers 12. So it'll be Roy Sutherland to feed this scrum. It's out to Castleford to Graham Stedman. Graham Stedman there to Steve Elida. But Steve Elida there just dropping at Chris Bibb's feet. Chris Bibb there making the tackle. So it's Graham Stedman going from acting half-back, but Chris Burton there getting an arm in the way. Being tackled just about on the halfway line. Number 12 there, Glenn Both, making sure of the tackle. So it's Castleford still in possession on the halfway line. So it's Castleford now, Kevin Ward coming down the middle. But Castleford losing possession. So it's a knock on. So there we are, the first substitution of the game. Gary Ward replacing Alan Dakin. Gary Hall, I should say, replacing Alan Dakin in the front row for Featherstone Rovers. So Derek Fox just rolls that ball into the packets out to Rovers, to Alan Banks. Alan Banks there taking to Porniola. But Porniola there being tackled there by his opposite number there, Sean Irwin and Graham Stedman. So it's Gary Hall, first touch of the ball. 10 yards inside, Castleford's half of the field. So it's Tony Stanleyforth with the ball now. Tony Stanleyforth now to Chris Burton. Chris Burton down the middle, but that's good tackling by Castleford. Roy Sutherland right round the book laser. So it's Jeff Grayson going solo down the middle, throws the ball back, it's all on. The ball going back. So Gary Hall once again, Gary Hall nearly through the middle. So this must be the sixth and last tackle coming up. Derek Fox with the ball now. Derek Fox, that little kick through, it's all on Trevor Clark after that ball. Tony Marchant there just bobbing up for him. So Tony Marchant run to work down this side. That's good tackling by Chris Bibb. So it's Martin Ketchers with the ball now. Martin Ketch's there being tackled by Paul Hughes, in off his wing, and Jeff Grayson. So it's Keith England with the ball now, back there to Ronnie Gibbs. Ronnie Gibbs there to Kevin Ward. Kevin Ward running it in strong there, but Tony Staniforth makes the tackle. It's Kevin Beardmore there going from acting half-back. Gary Hall there round the bootlaces. It's still Castleford 20, Featherstone Rovers 12. Ball back there to Graham Steadman, all the time in the world to kick the ball downfield. And it's a fantastic kick that by Graham Steadman. And just look where that ball's running, and it's all on there. Brilliant kick that by Graham Steadman. So it's Chris Bibb with the ball now. Oh, they've hit somebody off the ball there, Mark Napper. Mark Napper been flattened off the ball this time. So the referee there having words with David Plange, bringing the captain John Joyner into it. It looks like Featherstone is going to make another substitution. Tony Staniforth looks like he's coming off. So I'm sure that Trevor Clark will in the pack and Timmy Sharp coming on. So here we are, Derek Fox with his penalty kick towards touch. Well, there we go. Tony Staniforth leaves the field. Timmy Sharp comes on. So there we are. Derek Fox with the ball now there to Gary Hall. Gary Hall there just running to a brick wall there. Kevin Ward making the tackle. So it's Derek Fox back inside there to Glenn Bolt. And Glenn Bolt trying to catch that ball. It's all on. Derek Fox scooping it up. Referee wiping them tackles off. So it's Jeff Grace with the ball now there to Alan Banks. Alan Banks there to Timmy Sharp. First touch of the ball for Timmy Sharp. Tackle 15 yards short of that halfway line. So it's Gary Hall yet again. They'll run it in, but that's beautiful tackling that by number 12, Ronnie Gibbs. So it's Trevor Clark with the ball now there to Jeff Grayson there to Derek Fox there to Chris Burton. But Keith England right round the shoulders that time, brings him down. Martin Kedridge helping out. Derek Fox from acting half back now there to Jeff Grayson. Jeff Grayson gets that pass out there to Chris Bibb. Beautiful tackling once again by Ronnie Gibbs. So it's Trevor Clark with the ball now to Timmy Sharp. Timmy Sharp, plenty of room to kick this ball upfield. It's all on. Tony Marchant after that ball. Tony Marchant running it infield, but beautiful tackling that by Timmy Sharp. He's got to play the ball. So it's Steve Larder running from acting half-back. Timmy Sharp brings him down. That's 2 tackles. We'll just count these tackles down. So it's Sean Irwin now. Gary Hall makes the tackle. That's 3 tackles. Kevin Beardmore from acting half-back. One step inside to Martin Kettridge, and it's a knock-on. Roy Sutherland there just picking that ball up, but knock-on there, so it's a scrum down. Just about 5 yards short of that Castleford 25-yard line. It's Castleford 20, Featherstone Rovers 12. So the ball's in, once again ahead. So it's Graham Steadman with the ball there. Alan Banks making the tackle there to Sean Irwin. Sean Irwin there trying to bring Tony. David Plange into the line out, but good tackling by Rovers. And it's Keith England now tearing down the middle. Keith England still going, but beautiful tackle that by Chris Bibb, and Mark Napper comes away with the ball. And once again, Chris Bibb looking injured on that floor. His ankle giving him some trouble. So it's Derek Fox with the ball now there to Timmy Sharp. But Timmy Sharp watched all the way. So it's Trevor Clark from acting half back now there to Derek Fox. Derek Fox there to Paul Hughes. Trying to run outside of Tony Marchant there, but Tony Marchant to Kevin Ward wraps Paul Hughes up. So Derek Fox there just being tackled by Tony Marchant about 10 yards inside his own 25-yard area. So it's Chris Burton trying to run it out. That's good running by the second row forward. So Derek... Oh, there we go, Chris Burton losing that ball in the tackle. The referees just couldn't see. The decision, the linesman having to give the decision, so that was the last tackle, so it's a Castleford tap penalty. Oh, Trevor Clark there just managing to grab hold of Kevin Beardmore. It's number 10 now, Keith England going down the middle, Derek Fox making the tackle. Trevor Clark on top, now with Castleford pressure now, leading by 20 points to 12, so it's Kevin Ward with the ball there. And he's lost the ball. It's a knock on. You can go all you want, Roy lad, you'll have to come back. Roy Sutherland there planting that ball over that try line. Well, that was clear for everybody to see, a knock on. So it'll be a scrum down about 15 yards short of that Featherstone Rovers try line. It'll be Derek Fox to feed this scrum. So the ball's in its heart to Featherstone Rovers. Chris Bibb there. And Chris Bibb losing the tackle, losing the ball. Oh, it's a bad mistake by Sean Irwin. So it's Mark Napper now trying to bring the ball away. But Chris Bibb there losing that ball in the tackle. Castleford scooped that ball up and Sean Irwin there just seemed to pass the ball for another Castleford try, but made a mess of things, and Mark Napper come away with the ball for the Snovers. Now it's Gary Orr trying to come down the middle, but number 7 there, Roy Sutherland, was straight round the bootlaces. So it's Trevor Clark now to Derek Fox. Derek Fox, that ball out there to Andy Fisher. Andy Fisher out to one tackle. Andy Fisher going down the middle. Back inside there to Alan Banks. Beautiful play by Andy Fisher. Good backing up by Alan Banks. So it's Paul Newlove now there to Derek Fox. Derek Fox now there to Chris Bibb. Chris Bibb flying the middle. Chris Bibb going through the middle. He's got Trevor Clark. Oh, this is a try. Oh, get it, Trevor. Superb try to Trevor Clark. Beautiful play that by Andy Fisher. Oh, what's backing up, ever reliable Rovers number 1, Chris Bibb, and just drew the fullback and slipped a peach of a pass there to never side eye there. Rovers centre today, playing back in the hooking position because Tony Stanifer's gone off to plant that ball over that Castleford whitewash. Castleford 20, Featherstone Rovers 16. And it's Derek Fox, he's lining this goal kick up, he knows how important this is. And so here we go, strikes the ball straight between the middle. Castleford 20, Featherstone Rovers 18. Well, that must be worth a try, saving to watch on the replay. All that coming from well inside Featherstone Rovers, half of the field. And looks as if John Joyner's going off the field. And number 15, Paul Crabtree, coming on for Castleford. Just about 12 minutes of play left in this match. Well, this Featherstone Rovers team will not lie down. Just look at Jeff Grayson's eye down here. There's blood streaming from his eye. He's just turned his back on us now, but there's blood streaming from Jeff Grayson's eye, but he will not go off. And Paul Hughes, he's also got an eye injury. He looks as if he wants a couple of stitches in after the game, but these lads will play this game out this afternoon. They know what it's like to wear the Featherstone Rovers shirt, and it's Gary Hall there, but first tackle there for the Castleford substitute there, Paul Crabtree, smothering man and ball, so it's Derek Fox now. Derek Fox there threatening to kick it back inside there to Glenn Booth. Glenn Booth there being tackled. It looks like a bit of a fracas going on. So Trevor Clark going down the middle. Oh, and Paul Crabtree there going in hard. But the referee says get up and play the ball. So it's Derek Fox now there to Jeff Grayson. Back there to Derek Fox. And Rambo Gibbs has seen that tackle by Ronnie Gibbs. And I think he's off the field this time. Rambo Gibbs there. The eye tackle on Jeff Grayson. No need for that. Absolutely just flattened Jeff Grayson off the ball after the ball had gone. So it's a penalty kick to Featherstone Rovers. Jeff Grayson still having treatment on the floor. Derek Fox having to take that penalty. The game telling him to take it. And just looking at Jeff Grayson on the floor. He's still having treatment. So Derek Fox with the ball now there to Gary Hall. Castleford 20, Featherstone Rovers 18. And Gary Hall losing that ball in the tackle, so Castleford back in possession. But Jeff Grayson gets to his feet yet again. Kevin Baymore gets up, plays the ball to... So it's Paul Crabtree with the ball now. Paul Crabtree trying to go down the middle, but got tackling there by Rovers substitute there, Gary Hall. So it's Graham Stedman trying to bring Sean Irwin into the attack. Sean Irwin out to one tackle, got past there to top, and it's a bad mistake, and Derry Fox ties up for Featherstone Rovers, but it looked like a forward pass to me, and Alan Bax through the gap. Alan Bax still going. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, it's a penalty, must be. Grant Anderson there lying on at the tackle. So it's Timmy Sharp with the ball. Timmy Sharp to Chris Bibb. Chris Bibb down the middle. Chris Bibb have taken it full-back on. Chris Bibb still going. Chris Bibb still going to Derry Fox. Derry Fox going down the middle. What exciting stuff here at Weldon Road. Oh, it's unbelievable stuff here. Featherstone Rovers throwing everything now at this Castleford team. So it's Timmy Sharp. Timmy Sharp now to Alan Bax. Alan Bax there to Paul Hughes. Paul Hughes. Paul Hughes scores the try. Oh, Paul Hughes. Oh, words can't describe it. Unbelievable stuff. Just look at the crowd. Just look at the crowd behind the sticks. This must be Wembley 1983 all over again. Oh, give Featherstone Rovers a chance here when they come down here to absolutely marvellous stuff here at Weldon. Oh, look at Huey. They're shouting Huey, Huey. He just beat Tony Martin there with little space to spare, and he just twisted his way and riddled his way over that try line just to get the ball down underneath his body. Absolutely fantastic scenes here at Weldon Lane, and I'm just putting a try down to Paul Hughes there, and my hand can't stop shaking here. What do you think to that, Terry?
Oh, unbelievable, John. I'm nearly in tears here. I'm so overjoyed with that one. I think we're going to do them now, John. They've not expected this at Castleford, the star-studded multi-million-pound side, or whatever Van der Velde wants to call them. This Featherstone spirit's showing through, John. I think we're going to pull this one off now.
Thank you, Terry, and he's just said the words what I was just going to say. Darryl Van der Velde has scouted the world for these top-class players. No comment on the Graham Stedman affair, but he's brought Ronnie Gibbs over, and it's Martin Napper taking over goal-kicking duties. Pam Martin Napper pulling out of the bag. No, it's a bit too far out for the lad. Castleford 20, Featherstone Rovers 22. Darryl Van der Velde just bringing his fullback on off here, Steve Elida, and number 14, Mark Gibson coming onto the field. Just about 6 or 7 minutes left for playing this match. So here we go, Martin Kettridge starting this game. And who gets the ball? The last Featherstone Rovers try scored to Paul Hughes, just losing his footing. He'll try to run it out, but Keith England there making the tackle. Timmy Sharp there, helping him down to the floor. Castleford still got Ronnie Rambo Gibbs off the floor, so Timmy Sharp. He had a moment in that, tried it, Tim Sharp. Got pair of hands across this side. Alan Banks also paid his part. Derek Fox with the ball now there to Jeff Grayson. If just Jeff Grayson just could have slipped that pass out there to Trevor Clark, there'd have been another break on here for Featherstone Rovers. So it's Chris Burton now. Chris Burton throw the gap there to Alan Banks. Alan Banks there to Trevor Clark. Trevor Clark there knows how vital it is. No mistakes off him. So it's Jeff Grayson. Jeff Grayson, what a player this Jeff Grayson. He can't keep him from running. He's been knocked out twice in this match, but he hasn't been counted out. He's still on his feet, and Paul Newell there, he's having to have treatment now. So it's Derek Fox, that big kick down the middle of the field, so to Featherstone Rovers to follow this ball up. There's that Derek Fox there, there's Alan Banks, there's Andy Fisher, there's Timmy Sharp. Timmy Sharp there makes the tackle on Mark Gibson. Castleford 20, Featherstone Rovers 22, and it's Grant Anderson now being tackled there by number 15 there, Gary Hall. But Gary Hall being brought to floor. Now it's Martin Kettridge with the ball, trying to bring it through this Featherstone Rovers defence, but that's good tackling by Featherstone Rovers, and Paul Newell still having treatment on the floor. Plays the ball back. Oh, and it's a bad mistake. What's happened here? Referee penalising Featherstone Rovers at that play of the ball.
They've slagged the committee for buying nobody, with 5 players still to come into this team, and we're going to beat the team that Van der Velde says is going to win the championship, John. And good luck to Featherstone Rovers, the brilliant are the lads.
Now that just sums it all up. That's just what Terry's feelings are here this afternoon. And also, I'd just like to endorse that comment what today just said. There's everybody this week been slagging Featherstone Rovers. Featherstone Rovers, the players themselves can't help getting injured during these pre-season friendlies, but it just goes to show with the spirit of these lads from in blue and white, and same as Terry says, there's 5 players yet to come back into this team. So Derek Fox, where's he kicked that ball? He's missed the post. So the score remains Cas A 20, Featherstone Rovers 22. So just been talking to my radio commentator here, and he says we're playing about a minute overtime up to press. So that Graham Stemman, that big kick off there, and Mark Napper taking that ball first bounce, he'll throw it in. All he's got to do is take the tackle. And there goes the final score here from Castleford. An absolutely unbelievable siege. And Paul Hughes going to the crowd, thanking them. And Derek Fox going to this crowd. Look at these players. Derek Fox and Paul Hughes going to the crowd. Absolutely unbelievable scenes here at Weldon Road. Absolutely fantastic scenes here at Weldon Road. Featherstone Rovers took an early lead. 6-0, then it was 6 apiece, then it was 12-6 to Castleford. Half-time score being 12 apiece. And look at Derek Fox being cheered there off the field. Absolutely fantastic stuff here from Featherstone. Derek Fox there, clapping them Featherstone Rovers supporters. And the other player can't get to him because they've been mobbed in the tunnel by the other supporters. And just look at these scenes here at Weldon Road. Well, this is one for sore eyes if ever I saw it. Absolutely fantastic scenes here at Weldon Road. As I was just saying, the half-time score 12 apiece. Then in the second half, Castleford threatened to run riot. 18 points to 12. Then that Sean Irwin tried to bring the scores to 20 points to 12. And then that fight back by Featherstone Rovers, that Trevor Clark try. And then just before then, Paul Hughes there riddled and twisted as well, that Castleford try line. Only him knows how he scored that try. But once again, this Featherstone Rovers, there's nobody can ever write Featherstone Rovers off, and I don't want anybody ever to do that. Peter Fox, absolutely brilliant there by Peter Fox, using his substitutes well, bringing Timmy Sharp on when they wanted to bring Timmy Sharp on, and bringing Gary Hall when he wanted. So everyone from number 1 to 15 have played the part. Now all the drama's gone.
And the Rovers side, number 1 is Chris Wood, number 2 Mark Napper, number 3 Brett Love, number 4 Paul Newlove, number 5 Paul Hughes, number 6 Alan Banks, number 7 Derek Fox, number 8 Jeff Gratian, number 9 Trevor Clark, number 10 Alan Dakin, number 11 Chris Burton, number 12 Glenn Booth, and number 13 Andy Fisher. The substitutes at 14 is Tony Staniforth, and at 15 Peter Smith. Referee today is Mr Frank Tickle from St Helens. Now we'd like to thank today's sponsor, first of all the match sponsor, Hey UK Limited at Pontefract. Today's match sponsors, Hey UK Limited of Pontefract, and the match ball today has been sponsored by W. Ball & Company, printers of Rotherham, and W. Ball & Company incidentally are the printers of the Featherstone Rovers programme. And at the tunnel now, Mr Jim Ball from W. Ball & Company will present today's match ball to the referee.
We are, good afternoon, and we welcome viewers and listeners alike to Post Office Hall for the Stones First Division Championship game.
The last one, but certainly not least, we would like to thank all the Featherstone Rovers ground staff for the